I'll start off. Everybody obviously has saw yesterday with Robert Quinn, placed him on the COVID, so there's no change there. Same with Damian Williams, no change with Damian. And really, other than that, just getting prepped and ready to go here for the week against Tampa. Great opponent we're about to see. Great team, well coached with great players. So it'll be important for us to be able to get out there and put together some good practice reps and get rolling.
Matt, was to know whether it's possible that Robert Quinn would play Sunday, or do you already know now that that's not?
Again, all I can say about him right now is that he's on the COVID list. That's the only thing I can say on that subject.
Are you guys in an enhanced protocol now with two players and a coach?
No, we're exactly where we've been this whole time, I think, which is making sure that we're doing everything we need to do, and I think our guys are doing a really good job with that. So nothing's changed there.
Is Furry still out?
Again, yeah, no change. Yeah, he's not here, and there's no change for him.
Do you guys know did this get passed from one player or coach to another, or did it all come from different sources?
Yeah, I don't know for sure. Other than I think it's just one of those deals where it probably comes from different sources, but I don't know that either way.
You guys did not run well against good run defenses, and this year you're running well, but you're going up against the best run defense in the league. How much better equipped are you to kind of go against the best?
Yeah, well, that'll be a true test for us. I mean, you saw what they did last year when we faced them. They're a stout run defense. They got a lot of great players on that front line, the second level with their linebackers. And I think, the amount of respect that I have for Todd Bowles as a defensive coordinator and what he does is real. So that combination of how he schemes and then the players they have, I think there's a reason why they are that good.
How much more difficult will it be to adjust? Like normally, if a team takes away your run, you can hit them in the passing game. Is it more difficult to do against a defense like Tampa?
Well, it's, no matter who you play, we always talk about you got to start off with the run and it makes everything so much easier. So we'll have our ways of doing what we want to do, and they're going to have their ways of trying to stop what we want to do, and then it's about adjustments and matchups throughout the game. So we'll be, as we're doing it right now, as we get ready for base game plan today and get out there for practice and try to prep as much as we can for anything that we think is coming our way.
You've got Tampa early-ish last year, and it was a short week for them. That was a big win for you guys. But how different do you expect Sunday to be? This Tampa team that you're facing that's had more time together and won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Not on a short week.
Sure. Well, I mean, you look at where they were at the beginning of the year last year, and where Tom was getting acclimated to that new offense and the new scenery, new environment, all that, his new teammates, right? So what they were able to do last year and end it the way they did is very, very impressive. And now for them to be able to start off as fast as they are and, being the number one explosive offense in the NFL, again, they do a great job coaching, and their players, and starting with Tom Brady, do a heck of a job of executing. And when you match that together, it makes it difficult. So all in all, I think they got a really well-balanced team that's well coached.
As an extension of that, how do you notice Brady different in October 21 than he was a year ago, just in terms of the comfort, the evolution of the offense to his preferences and those types of things?
Probably the biggest thing is you see, schematically him getting used to the guys that were new to him last year at this point. So that timing part, that element happens. They in the middle of their year, they went through a little bit of a rough patch, and then they recovered and they turned it into something special. So that confidence that you get, and then ultimately when you win a Super Bowl the way that they did and the way that they played, really in all three phases, now they take it to this year, and you just think, they're at a good place right now. They're playing well, and they're going to be, very difficult to, down at their place and everything. But our guys are going to be excited for the challenge, and that's what we're looking forward to this week. We're getting a good week of practice.
From your quarterback perspective, what is the difference between Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady?
Well, that's a really good question. I mean, they're so similar in the fact that just the things that they do at the line of scrimmage and how slow the game is to them. The defense is slow to them. They see everything before it happens. Their similarities of the confidence that they have in themselves to be able to make every throw. The experience that they have. They're competitive. They're so competitive. They care, and so you see that they're multipliers and they make their players better because of that, and you can do nothing but respect that.
Coach, they obviously blitz a lot, and they also get quarterback pressure.
Yeah.
And your quarterback is getting heat every game from opposing defenses. Could you just take us into what those conversations are like and how you prepare Justin for a team that really does it in so many dimensions?
Yeah, they do, Stacy. They make it difficult because they give you different looks, and it's, again, I go back to schematically with what Coach Bowles does with his players and how he changes things up. He doesn't have a lot of tendencies, and so that's always been his MO, and he is an aggressive type personality, and so what we got to do as coaches is we got to make sure that as we go through this thing that we're putting our guys in the best position possible to succeed. And that's what we do on Monday and Tuesday, and now we put it together and let them execute it and practice it throughout the week, and then you got to always be ready for adjustments.
So, as somebody who's known Bowles since, how old were you when you met Bowles?
Yeah, well, till I personally met him, I was a little older, but hearing about him all my life from my dad I was young.
How does his aggressiveness on the field, does it match his personality? To the outside, it wouldn't seem that it does.
Right. Yeah, well, he's one of those guys, I think, that he's very reserved and introverted when he's at practice. When I was in Philly with him, you could see him stand back behind the defense and just watch things happen. You didn't hear him very much. But he's such a good guy and has a great heart, and the players love him. And then I think just it's all about actions. And so when the way that his defenses have played in his career and how he's coached them as a defensive coordinator and a head coach speaks to who he is. I mean, he's been doing this a long time and been very successful. So, but the person who he is too, when you're behind the scenes and with him, always has that that laugh and is just a really good-hearted guy.
You guys got Cole going a little bit last week, and I know there's many different ways you've been asked about the tight ends and the passing offense, but with more 12, more 13 personnel, should that lend itself to maybe expanded opportunities for those guys in the passing game?
Yeah, I would think so. The more that you are playing 12 and 13 personnel, or you're in 11 and he's the tight end, there's opportunities. And we know kind of going into this, it hasn't been as many as we expected or wanted early on. So hopefully that'll grow a little bit as we build this identity on offense and for the other guys. But those guys they've been so valuable blocking. And now to be able to get that second element of being pass catchers and morph that together to where, for instance, if you do a play action, they're blocking well and all of a sudden they release and you can hit them like we had a few last week. So we want to keep that growing. I just give those guys a lot of credit because they're really they're selfless individuals that just want to win, and so that's the part that not winning last week and knowing that we can play better is what keeps them hungry.
What kind of progress is Tariq making? Is he close to returning?
Again, I think that he's very similar to where he's been at, and the only thing I can say with him is he works hard. I see him every single day. He's trying to do everything he can, so just appreciate him.
Hey, Matt, Jalen Johnson posted a picture of the fine you gave him. Is this now like a bigger issue than the fine itself?
Well, that's news to me, but at the same point in time, I'll be able to talk to him and see what that's all about. But Jalen's he's been doing great, and again for what it is and where we're at, I'll be able to discuss it with him.
You've talked about wanting to see incremental progress from quarterback Justin Fields. What's the next step that you hope to see from him? Just not necessarily Sunday, but just moving forward.
Well, just again. For all of us, and we'll continue to always have this conversation, is I think the biggest thing for him is making sure that the stuff that he's doing well, he continues to keep getting better at. And what that is, for us, we know what that is without getting into a whole bunch of scheme. And then we talked about it the other day, like situationally, I think has been good for him and for us to talk through and discuss. Like when you're in situations within the game, there's a lot of situations that go on. And so just him now kind of thinking like we think as coaches will help him so that when he's out there on the field, whatever it is, he thinks like us, and I think that he's done a great job of getting better and better each day. I mean, he's done it in practice, and now he's getting this game experience to elevate that.
Travis Gibson has gone from a healthy scratch earlier this year to putting together a couple of pretty good games. What have you seen in him that's been the reason for that progress?
Yeah, well, number one, you go back and I think about last year every day on the look team, 100 miles an hour trying to get better. Staying after, getting extra work, doing everything he can mentally. And then, at the same point in time, it's pretty cool as coaches when you develop players. And I look at Bill Shuey, and I seen what he's done to that outside linebacker room. And what, and Travis is a part of that. It's not always just Khalil and Robert. And so I want to credit him for being able to get with those guys as well and do everything that he can. And then those guys going out and executing. So it's really, there's a lot of different stuff that goes on, but I think it's been great to see that part happen, and I'm excited for Travis.
Matt,
Brady doesn't get embarrassed often, but when he gets the down wrong in the game last year and throws up the four fingers, in real time, did you see that, and what was your reaction?
No, I didn't see it. I didn't see it until the next day when everybody was talking about it. So you never know exactly what's going on or what happened there. All I saw was that, we were able to see that scoreboard tick down and get the win, and that's not easy. When you're in that situation and he got the ball with that time left to get a field goal, there's not a lot of teams that come out on the other side, and we did, so I was pretty excited about that.
What facet of Herbert's running style serves you or serves him best against a good defense? Like
Just his low contact balance. You're not going to get arm tackles on him, I don't think. He's proven that. I love he's a really quick decision maker, so when he makes a decision, sticks a foot in the ground, hits it with that low contact balance, he's hard to bring down, so there's not a lot of negative yards, which is important. And so that combined with probably his confidence is going to grow every day, every snap he gets, and I just love his demeanor. He's a team player, not real vocal or loud or anything like that, but he's just a really good running back.
Man, do you know if Deion Bush's injury is season ending?
I don't have that other than with where he's at. I have no idea as far as season.
Is there a progress report on Tevin Jenkins?
Nothing. It's just no change with him.
Thanks, guys.